The MSCI has upgraded Saudi Arabia from a frontier market to an emerging market. Now, what does this mean for the kingdom and its economy? We're here to find out. My name is Shayan Shakil, joined by Bernd de Boosman. You're watching Inside AB. So, Bernie, can you tell us what the MSCI's decision to upgrade Saudi from frontier to emerging market means?
Well, it's not an unexpected thing. In March, FTSE Russell, which is a different index provider,
Right.
upgraded Saudi Arabia to emerging markets also. And when that happened, everyone kind of saw the writing on the wall that this was very likely to happen. Now, Saudi Arabia the index has 32 stocks, which will make it the third largest in Europe, the Middle East, and Africa, after Russia and South Africa. So it's quite significant. And what it'll mean essentially is a lot of passive inflows of money. MSCI, the inclusion of it will lead to about 10 billion in passive inflows to the Saudi economy, and that's on top of another 5.5 billion that came from the FTSE. Already in the build up to this, the Saudi Stock Exchange rose 14% over the course of this year as changes were being made that made this happen.
Should have put some money in there.
Yeah.
So what has Saudi Arabia been doing, by the way?
They took a number of steps to get ready for this. They reduced the minimum asset threshold from 5 billion, which is obviously very high, to 500 million, which is more reasonable for a lot of institutional investors.
Right.
They aligned the timing of the Saudi Stock Exchange to make it more in line with international standards. And they allowed fund managers to aggregate orders, which just kind of makes things easier, and these are the type of things that MSCI was looking for ahead of the decision.
Obviously, this is a very important time for Saudi Arabia. Lots of machinery moving, lots of gears churning. What effect will this have now on the country?
Well, of course, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman has these very ambitious plans for Saudi Arabia, and that requires foreign investment. This kind of makes the environment much friendlier, much easier for foreign investors to become involved in Saudi Arabia. So you have to see it within the context of that.
Right.
This is really just part of Saudi Arabia opening itself to the rest of the world.
Okay, all right. And this isn't the only GCC-related news to come out of the MSCI this week, is it?
It wasn't. In the same announcement where they announced that Saudi Arabia and Argentina actually were getting upgraded to an emerging market status, they said that Kuwait is now on the watch list for next year's review. So at this time next year, when they do a similar review to see who's getting upgraded to an emerging market, Kuwait might be in on that as well.
Right. So there's obviously been a lot of conversation about some people saying that these aren't emerging markets, these are global growth markets. You'd say it was about time that this happened, yeah?
I think so. I was expecting it for a long time, but I think so were a lot of other people.
Excellent. Thanks for your insights, Bernie. You've been watching Inside AB. Remember to subscribe and comment below, and tune in tomorrow for the next edition of this series. Thank you for watching.